The Dallas Cowboys are actively scouting for talent as the 2025 NFL Draft approaches, and one of the most intriguing prospects on their radar is a dynamic and versatile running back who believes he's been overlooked. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. In the midst of NFL free agency and with the draft just weeks away, teams across the league are ramping up their evaluations of young talent, looking for the next star who could make an immediate impact. The Cowboys are no exception. Reports are surfacing about their interest in several high-potential prospects, and this week, their focus turned to Abilene Christian University, where they closely observed Wildcats running back Sam Hicks during his pro day workout. Hicks has been described as a hidden gem in this year's draft class, a label he fully embraces. After putting together an impressive season that earned him All-American honors, the talented running back is eager to prove he belongs among the top players in the nation. Following his workout at ACU, reports indicate that the Cowboys sat down with Hicks for further discussions, adding fuel to speculation that Dallas sees real potential in him as a future playmaker. Hicks isn't just another running back in this year's draft pool. He's one of the most dynamic, all-purpose players available. His ability to contribute both as a runner and a receiver makes him a valuable asset for any team looking to add versatility to its offense. During his senior season at Abilene Christian, Hicks showcased his ability to dominate in multiple phases of the game. He racked up an impressive 1,335 rushing yards and 14 touchdowns on the ground while proving to be just as dangerous in the passing game, hauling in 45 receptions for 341 yards and 3 more scores. His production didn't go unnoticed. Hicks led both the FCS and FBS in total all-purpose yards, a feat that highlights just how impactful he was throughout the season. His ability to contribute in different areas of the game, whether it's taking handoffs out of the backfield, catching passes in open space, or even returning kicks, sets him apart as a truly well-rounded player. Despite his success, Hicks remains somewhat under the radar compared to other big-name prospects. However, he sees this as motivation rather than a setback. In a recent interview with NFL Draft Diamonds, Hicks expressed confidence in his abilities and his belief that teams are overlooking just how valuable he can be at the next level. "I'm a hidden gem. I truly believe I'm one of the best all-purpose backs in this class, even though I'm not a big-name guy," Hicks said. "I became an All-American this year for my all-purpose yards and had the most total all-purpose yards across both FCS and FBS. I was also one of the top standouts at the Tropical Bowl and the College Gridiron Showcase. I work hard, I came from nothing, and I have a story to tell." His journey to this point hasn't been easy. Hicks began his college career at Central Michigan, where he spent 2 seasons before transferring to Abilene Christian. The move gave him an opportunity to prove himself in a bigger role, and he seized it with both hands. Now, after a breakout season, Hicks is determined to continue his rise, this time at the professional level. For the Cowboys, adding a player like Hicks could provide a significant boost to their offense. Dallas has historically valued running backs who can do more than just run between the tackles. With a backfield that has seen changes in recent years, Hicks could be the type of player who steps in and provides immediate depth while also bringing a different dynamic to the team's attack. His ability to catch passes out of the backfield could make him a valuable asset in today's NFL, where versatile, dual-threat running backs are becoming more of a necessity than a luxury. Teams are constantly looking for players who can create mismatches against linebackers in coverage, and Hicks has the skill set to do just that. Moreover, his success as a returner could provide additional value on special teams, an area where Dallas is always looking to improve. While he may not be a first-round selection, Hicks is the type of mid- to late-round prospect who has the potential to exceed expectations and carve out a meaningful role for himself in the NFL. The next few weeks will be critical for Hicks as he continues to showcase his skills and meet with teams ahead of the draft. His pro day workout at Abilene Christian was a key step in that process, but there's still work to be done. The 2025 NFL Draft is set to take place in Green Bay, Wisconsin, with the first round kicking off on Thursday, April 24th. Rounds 2 and 3 will follow on Friday, April 25th, while the remaining rounds will conclude on Saturday, April 26th. For Hicks, Draft Day will be a culmination of years of hard work and determination. He may not know exactly where he'll be selected, but one thing is certain: wherever he lands, he's ready to prove why he truly is a hidden gem. The Dallas Cowboys are heading into the 2025 season with one goal in mind: becoming a true Super Bowl contender. But to do that, they need to address one of their biggest weaknesses: their lack of reliable offensive weapons outside of CeeDee Lamb. While Lamb has solidified himself as one of the league's elite wide receivers, the rest of the Cowboys' receiving core leaves much to be desired. Jalen Tolbert was the team's second leading receiver in 2024, finishing the season with just 610 yards, averaging fewer than 50 yards per game. That level of production isn't enough for an offense that hopes to compete with the NFL's best. The Cowboys have multiple ways to address this issue. The upcoming NFL draft is one avenue, where they could find a young wide receiver to develop alongside Lamb. However, drafting a rookie comes with uncertainty. There's no guarantee they will be able to contribute at a high level right away. That's why a trade could be the fastest and most effective way to add immediate firepower to the Cowboys' offense. This week, Landon Holyfield of Athlon proposed a trade scenario that could provide the Cowboys with an instant upgrade at the position. His suggestion? Target Denver Broncos wide receiver Courtland Sutton, a proven playmaker who is entering the final year of his 4-year, $60.8 million contract extension. Meanwhile, Courtland Sutton could be the easiest acquisition. The big-bodied Brenham, Texas, product also fits perfectly opposite CeeDee Lamb, and with Denver maybe in retooling mode, a third-round pick could get it done, Holyfield explained. He's due $20 million this year, which is still cheap considering the current receiver market, and he's an unrestricted free agent in 2026. The Broncos may elect to move on, continue their youth movement, and let the Cowboys bring Sutton back where it all started. At 29 years old, Sutton is coming off one of the strongest seasons of his career. With a stable quarterback under center, he delivered 1,081 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns in 17 games, his second-best season statistically in both categories. A trade for Sutton could be exactly what the Cowboys need. His size, physicality, and ability to make contested catches would complement Lamb's skill set perfectly, giving quarterback Dak Prescott a reliable second option in the passing game. Sutton also brings veteran experience, something that could help mentor younger receivers and elevate the overall performance of the Cowboys' receiving core. His ability to stretch the field and make plays in the red zone would add a much-needed dimension to the Dallas offense. But with Sutton entering the final year of his contract, the big question remains: would trading a third-round pick for just 1 year of Sutton be worth it? The risk is clear. If the Cowboys make this trade and fail to sign Sutton to an extension, they could end up losing him after just 1 season. However, the reward could be just as significant. If Sutton performs at a high level and helps Dallas push for a deep playoff run, the trade could be well worth it. Dallas has already shown a willingness to make aggressive moves in the past. In 2018, they traded a first-round pick for Amari Cooper, a move that paid off immediately as he became Prescott's top target. Sutton may not cost a first-rounder, but he could have a similar impact. At the end of the day, the Cowboys have a decision to make: stick with what they have and hope a young player steps up, or go all in and acquire a proven playmaker to take their offense to the next level. The 2025 NFL season is fast approaching, and Dallas can't afford to waste time. If they want to give themselves the best chance to win now, a trade for Courtland Sutton might just be the missing piece they need. The Dallas Cowboys are entering the 2025 NFL season with clear aspirations: to elevate their offense to new heights and position themselves as true Super Bowl contenders. The team has long been regarded for its strong defense and talented quarterback in Dak Prescott, but to truly compete with the top-tier teams in the league, Dallas must address its offensive deficiencies. One of the Cowboys' most urgent needs is another elite wide receiver to pair alongside CeeDee Lamb. Lamb has proven himself to be one of the most consistent and dynamic wideouts in the NFL, but he cannot carry the offensive burden alone. While the NFL draft offers opportunities to bring in young, emerging talent, the Cowboys are keenly aware that the window to win a Super Bowl is often limited. As a result, they may prioritize bringing in an established, proven playmaker who can contribute immediately. A rookie could be a great long-term solution, but adding a veteran presence would allow the Cowboys to take an aggressive step forward in their quest for a championship. This strategy would provide Dak Prescott with an elite receiving core that could elevate his performance and, in turn, the overall offensive production. One of the most intriguing trade possibilities to emerge recently is for Tyreek Hill, the explosive wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins. Hill has been one of the most electrifying players in the NFL over the past several seasons. Known for his remarkable speed, agility, and playmaking ability, he has the potential to completely reshape an offense. Pairing Tyreek Hill with CeeDee Lamb would give the Cowboys a tandem of receivers that could rival the best in the league. Hill's blazing speed would provide a deep threat that defenses would have to account for on every single play, while Lamb's precise route running and strong hands would complement Hill's ability to stretch the field. The combination of these two wide outs would give Dak Prescott an arsenal of weapons capable of overwhelming any defense, making the Cowboys' offense one of the most feared in the league. The idea of pairing Tyreek Hill with CeeDee Lamb has generated excitement among Cowboys fans and analysts alike. However, Hill's contract situation is a significant factor that complicates any potential trade. Hill's current deal carries a $28 million cap hit, which presents a financial challenge for the Cowboys. To make room for Hill, the Cowboys would have to make significant adjustments to their salary cap. The front office would likely need to restructure existing contracts, release players, or make other moves to fit Hill's contract under the salary cap. This would require careful planning and negotiation, but could ultimately be worth it if Hill's presence brings the offensive upgrade the team so desperately needs. Tyreek Hill's future with the Dolphins has been the subject of much speculation in recent months. While Hill has expressed frustration with his current situation at times, he has also indicated that he would be willing to stay with the Dolphins if the team is committed to competing at a high level. However, Hill is not shy about wanting to play for a contender and is open to moving if the opportunity presents itself. As such, the Cowboys have emerged as a potential suitor for his services. If the Dolphins decide to move on from Hill to clear cap space or pivot to a youth movement, the Cowboys would likely be among the first teams to explore a trade. From a strategic standpoint, adding a player like Tyreek Hill would be a game-changing move for the Cowboys. Hill has established himself as one of the league's premier deep threats, with a history of 1,000-yard receiving seasons, multiple Pro Bowls, and a reputation for turning short passes into long touchdowns. His ability to get open quickly and create explosive plays would give Dak Prescott an added dimension to his offense. The Cowboys' offense has been lacking in explosiveness in recent years, and Hill could provide the missing spark. Hill's speed would force opposing defenses to respect him on every play, creating additional space for CeeDee Lamb, who would be able to work against less double coverage. The dynamic of Hill and Lamb together could open up the running game as well, as defenses would be stretched thin trying to cover both wide receivers. The addition of Hill would force opponents to play more conservatively, knowing that either of the Cowboys' star receivers could break away for a big play at any given moment. While the potential benefits of acquiring Hill are clear, the Cowboys must also weigh the financial risk of such a move. The Cowboys have several players on lucrative contracts, and adding Hill's $28 million cap hit could leave the team with limited flexibility in the future. However, the Cowboys are in a win-now situation. If they believe that Hill is the missing piece to push them over the top and into Super Bowl contention, the financial sacrifice might be worth it. Given the state of the NFC, the Cowboys are arguably only a few moves away from becoming one of the favorites to win the title, and a player like Hill could make that difference. Ultimately, the decision to trade for Tyreek Hill will come down to the Cowboys' front office determining whether his addition is worth the financial investment. The team must also consider Hill's age and long-term viability in their system. Hill, now in his late 20s, remains one of the league's most dangerous receivers, but his future performance remains a question mark. Even if the Cowboys acquire him and get a couple of excellent seasons out of Hill, they must decide if the future cap ramifications make sense in the long run. The Cowboys also face the question of whether they would be able to secure a new contract with Hill after his current deal expires. Hill is under contract through 2025, but he will likely want an extension that ensures his long-term future with the team. Negotiating a new deal for Hill would add another layer of complexity to the trade discussions, as the Cowboys must be prepared to pay him what he's worth while also managing their financial future. Nevertheless, the prospect of acquiring Tyreek Hill would undoubtedly transform the Cowboys' offense and make them a true Super Bowl contender. Pairing Hill with Lamb would give Dak Prescott two elite targets to work with, both of whom have the potential to change the course of a game in an instant. Hill's addition would open up new possibilities for the offense, creating mismatches across the field. The Cowboys' offense could become one of the most dynamic and explosive in the league, capable of striking from anywhere on the field and making big plays at crucial moments. As the 2025 season approaches, all eyes will be on the Cowboys to see if they are willing to take a bold step and make a franchise-altering move for Tyreek Hill. While the financial risk is significant, the potential rewards are equally high. If the Cowboys can pull off this trade, they could position themselves for a deep playoff run and possibly their first Super Bowl appearance in decades. The decision is one that will shape the future of the Cowboys for years to come.